from whichever geography you are joining. Thank you joining us. So in the next, so earlier we had another education related startup which we showcased. Now within the same space education, but on a slightly different set of activities, we'll also talk about today. And joining us today is Mr. Niraj, who I have the pleasure of knowing almost a decade. And he's based out of Varanasi. And he's in the office. He keeps on working quite late in the evening and in the bustling city of Varanasi, the Honorable Prime Minister's constituency. And of course, maybe whatever set of activities are happening within that specific geography, it populates also to a lot of entrepreneurs and startups working within the same space. So thank you, Neeraj, for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting for such a
Okay,
great platform. Yeah.
thank you. So for those who could not get an opportunity to read about Neeraj's profile from the post, Neeraj has a significant amount of experience, almost 2 decades of experience with corporates and with notable brands like Nestle. After which, and Sab Miller, after which he took the plunge, and almost for a decade he has been going on with this upskilling activity, and the name of the organization, as you could also figure out from the heading of the session, Young Skill India. And we'll subsequently talk about how this is very, very important and what all has his experiences been. And primarily in the geographical space of, you can say, UP, which is the most populous state in India. So Neeraj, with so much of corporate experience, a comfortable, you can say, position, what led you to take this plunge? Yeah, Neeraj, am I audible? Neeraj, can you hear me? Hello, Neeraj, can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm hearing.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I was asking that with so much of experience within the corporate space and having a comfortable, you can say, life, what led you to take this plunge in entrepreneurship?
Yeah, please, sir, can you repeat? I think I missed a little bit because of the network issue.
Okay, okay, no problem. So with your lot of corporate experience, what led you to have this plunge and then target on upskilling the young India?
Right. See, basically, I wanted to become entrepreneur since beginning, but I never know that I have that skill. So in
Okay,
2007, in 2007, there was a movie called Guru Bhai, which was
okay,
played by the lead role played by the Abhishek Bachchan. So in that, the picture was I like that picture. So on that time, I was working with Nestle, 2007. So on that time, my son born. So I realized that I will never be able to become an entrepreneur. So since beginning, I wanted to become. So I thought maybe if I will keep his name Guru, once he will
okay,
grow, he will become Guru,
okay,
or he will become an entrepreneur. So still his name at home we call it Guru as well. Now he's in 10th class. Recently he just concluded his board exams, 10th board. So after 7 year, like 2007 to 2014, I was working with Sab Miller and I was there in Gurgaon for one of the meeting from Jaipur. I was a Rajasthan head for that. So I was not having a proper sleep, so I just opened the television and just wanted to saw something ki what is happening, and I saw the news on that day. And coincidentally, that was the first day of the Prime Minister in Parliament.
okay.
So he suddenly said one word that I don't want a scammed India, I want a skilled India.
No.
So suddenly this word strike in my mind, and I realized ki how government alone can create skilled India. So then on that time I like this word and I wrote Young Skill India, and that's all. And after
Okay.
that, I concluded the news, and I never thought that tomorrow, for the tomorrow meeting, I was just thinking. Then after next day, I started thinking that what exactly this young Skill India guys are doing. Then I started searching. Then they got talk about plumbing, they talk about carpentry, such kind of things. So when I started talking little bit more, then I realized that the problem is little bit more, and this is the problem related with the confidence, related with the productivity. There is nothing which is called hard skill is the only skill. So when I started talking, then I found that even in the corporate, like you can understand, multinationals are little far better, well trained, employees are having. So they are also having a confidence issue, like how to send a mail, how to present in the meeting, how to handle bosses, how to handle the clients. So these were the issues which I realized that this was also a big problem. So then I dig more, and then I realized, then I found key in college and universities, almost 90% students are having only bookish knowledge.
Okay.
And unfortunately, those who are going to give you a job, they are into business. They need those kind of skill like professional skill or management skill. And students are coming with their specialized skills like history, geography, chemistry. The job is available with a business domain. But the person who is coming, he is not having a business sense because he
Okay.
has never been trained. So there I started realizing that this is a big gap. And the first stage was like when we go into the corporate, people train us, like the manager train us for how to deal with the customer, how to talk, how to write a mail, how to sit in the meeting, and such kind of basic things. And we became confident. So then I realized that professional skill is the first stage which can bring bigger change in the society. And that's why I started working on that. And in 2014, in August, I came back, and after my resignation, after 2 months, I came back to Varanasi, and I realized that there is a Banaras Hindu University, there are Mahatma Gandhi Kasi Vidyapeeth, and so many other universities are there. So what will happen if I will start giving professional skill to the young people, and they will be the best suited for the corporate. But when I came back to Varanasi and I talked about professional skill, and nobody was knowing what is professional skill. So they asked me, what do you mean by professional skill? So on that time, I felt surprised, and I was little disappointed that maybe I calculated something wrong and this is not the problem. So what they were knowing कि हिंदी में लिखा रहता है ना अंग्रेजी बोलना सीखो.
Okay.
बस इतना पता है कि अंग्रेजी बोलना सीखना है कॉर्पोरेट में
Okay.
किस लिए इंटरव्यू देने जाने के लिए. That's all. तो दैट वाज द रियल प्रॉब्लम एंड चैलेंज वाज टू चेंज द माइंडसेट क्योंकि यहाँ पे एवरीबडी वाज जस्ट कि आई नीड गवर्नमेंट जॉब. Go and ask any BA guy or BSc guy or any guy what exactly you want. They want government job, banking job, IAS job. What kind of a skill those IAS or government people or banking people are having? Do you also have? Answer is no. Once I will get recruited, I will learn. So again, there is a problem. And parents are also one of the biggest factor. They are not allowing the student to explore anything new.
Okay.
So everybody is just behind the marks. 3 year they are wasting. I'm saying it again. 3 complete year they are getting for the graduation to develop themselves. But in these vicinity, people are completely wasting. They will not learn anything new. They will not do any internship. Neither they will go for any skill program. What they will do, they will sit, they will memorize, they will copy, and they will give exam, and they will get good marks and share the sweets with the neighbors. Okay, I got 80%, 90%, and that's all. And after that, 50% of the students again they are jumping to the from UG to PG. And those who have passed UG now they are doing nothing. Again they are preparing for the government job for next 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So
Okay.
parents are having sufficient money. This is the problem, and so The real struggle is with the mindset.
Okay, great. So you mentioned about a kind of two-pronged problem, not just with the kids, the students, but also with the parents. So how,
Yeah,
with your initiative of Young Skill India, how do you address these two factors?
yeah. So initially, when we started, we got incubated in MCII IIT BHU in 2016. So there we started. We created this program and like professional and life skill certificate course, where we were not using pen and paper.
Okay,
The traditionally what people are doing, that they are using pen and paper, so everybody is coming and writing and copying, and the whole system is going on like that. So we started bringing the corporate basic learnings. There we don't use pen and paper. What we are doing, we do it practically, and then people understand it clearly. So then we started training either per communication, either per presentation, either per problem solving, either per decision making, either for even writing their CV. First time they were writing, making their online profile on LinkedIn or something like that. For many of them it was a completely new experience. So they started coming closer to the corporate world or the business world, and they started understanding the real need of the society, other companies, other recruiters. So then we started lots of free workshop. More than 12,000 students I personally trained. We have gone to the village, we've gone to the colleges, universities, taken the permission, and then we conducted the workshop, provided the information that why such things are required. You will be surprised to know that many good universities, out of 50 students, you can't find even 5 students who can come and confidently share their introduction, forget about other things. This is the
okay,
hardcore reality of current education system.
okay, great. So,
So bringing that change was difficult. Yes.
sure. So, personality development program is one core aspect of the, you can say, learning which you are imparting through ISI. Apart from personality development, what other courses?
I will say the professional skills rather than personality development, because
Okay,
many
sure.
a times people are undermining the quality of professionals by saying personality, soft skill, English speaking. These are the common terminology. But when you talk as a professional, you become responsible. That is one
Sure, sure.
aspect. Second aspect we come across ki what happened in India. If there is any graduate and he want a job, he will get the job, but nobody is ready to pay more than 12,000 to 15,000 because he is a graduate. Even he got the job in the corporate, his promotions are stagnant, his growth are stagnant. He will reach to the managerial position after so long of years of waiting. But the other side, the person who is coming with the MBA background, the masters in business management administration, their understanding become quite broad in terms of HR, marketing, finance, what exactly is required, and they become a little bit more practical.
Sure.
They become more, their understanding power become more prominent in comparison to the graduates. So I realized that this is the basic problem, that graduates are not getting converted to a management graduate because the cost of MBA is very high in India. It's a 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakh. So now question, on that time in 2021, AICT Ministry of Education was searching for a 21st century highly employable skills courses with the partnership with the edtech companies. So what they did, that they invited almost 2,000 edtech companies all across India. Out of that, they scrutinized with the highest level of stringent norms. Based on that, they selected 48 companies from out of that in India, and they selected almost 79 programs from those companies. So Young Skill India was one of them. But we suggested that the 2-year MBA skills can be taught by the industry experts like you, those who are having 10 year, 20 year, 30 year of experience, and practically they can teach everything like marketing, like HR, like finance, and those bookish knowledge, 2 year bookish knowledge can be concluded, can be given to the, and can be learned by the students in just 6 months, because for training we require only 6 months. Second, we make it online, live and interactive, so we can minimize the cost of the building, dress, food, so many other things, and we can focus on learning. And then we brought the costing just 18,000, like $220. So this is the one of the most affordable management certificate course in India as per now,
Okay.
which
So,
is directly anybody can go and register through AICT Ministry of Education website only. So authenticity
oh,
is at the very peak, high level.
okay, wonderful. So, apart from a professional development, imparting skills
Management
of
certificate
management
course.
program, management certification program. So what
Yes.
has how did you narrow down that okay, so you can't target maybe all kind of maybe let's say learners in one go at least. So how did you narrow down to which step by step which kind of learners you should target first, and then in the first stage, and then in the second stage, or maybe you also talked about that you went to the small cities. How do you narrow down to what kind of learners you should take into consideration?
See, almost
Was I
there are
audible?
4 crore, yeah, yeah. Almost 4 crore
Okay.
students are enrolled in India for higher education,
Okay.
including UG, PG, PhD. Out of that, only 1% students are able to afford management education. Pan India, I'm talking. So, we are moving towards the trillion economy, right? Now, question is that if you don't have management graduates, do you think that it will be easy for any economy without business management, candidates to manage those economy or manage the businesses? Laborer can't manage the businesses, right? So we have to develop more number of management graduates. So for that, we are having a MOU with the college and university. So well within the college and university, there is a NAC criteria that you have to run the industry oriented courses with the affiliation of the industry as well. And this is mandatory for the college and university for their grading. So here we play a very important role because we have an internal MOU, and then we get the opportunity to convey our message to the students, even though it's at the very primary stage, because we our real competitor is not the management institutions. Our real competitor is the government job mindset of the people. Our real competitor is not having any exposure of business management or private job opportunities, which are huge in number. So many students prefer to remain unemployable, and they keep preparing for the government job for next 5 year, 10 year, till the time they become really unemployable. So we are struggling with the mindset of the people and continuously hammering those thoughts.
Sure.
So it may take
So
time.
how?
Second,
Sure,
yeah.
sure. So and what
Second,
kind of? Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm coming. Second target is that those graduates who have got the job, but now they are struggling with their productivity, their growth, their promotions. Recently, those graduates, like I am sharing one example, one engineering graduate was there working with one of the best multinational company. Since last 7 8 years he was working. The moment he completed this master certificate in business management, AICTE evaluated management certificate course, and he has given this certification after completion to the HR manager. Now he is a management graduate. Immediately his salary has been increased and he has been given a managerial position with almost
Oh,
40% salary hike was there. Second case
one.
was there that one guy who was working in a one company, when he chose to go another company, that company has given double promotion with almost 55% salary hike. So understand that now experience is being backed by the management education or management knowledge or management skill. So that same person is becoming more productive. That is
Sure,
the
sure.
valuable input or the valuable contribution we are doing, which can
Wonderful.
be much bigger to the MSMEs. Recently, I attended one of the MSME training program. Why MSME remain MSME for last 20 years? So many startup came, even they were not having sufficient money. They become bigger company because their mindset is fixed. No MSME is having business management guys. Can you understand? They don't have any even HR managers.
Yeah,
They are become themselves a HR manager. They become brand manager. They become training manager. They become owner. They are wearing every hat, and they don't allow also. They are micromanaged people. So they are struggling with their productivity. Almost 60% MSMEs are bleeding
agreed.
because they don't have management skill. So if you really want a trillion economy, change all these experienced people into a management graduate. Believe me, miracle is waiting for us in India to happen. If we are
That,
really
that
interested in trillion economy,
agreed, agreed.
otherwise it will
That's
not be possible.
agreed, agreed. That's a beautiful perspective that rather than having, let's say, a management degree, management skill sets, so that knowledge can be imparted through various kind of programs, short duration programs. So, of course, you have taken
Actually,
lead into that. Yeah,
MBA is a management skill only. In India, we sell it like 2 year course. So that length is maximum, so the maximum fees can come. MBA is a skill, na? Management is a skill. Who says that it's a degree? And if it is a
agreed,
degree,
agreed.
then why BA is much more cheaper and MBA is much more costlier? Only M is
Yeah.
adding, we are adding only M. So why not go for
Great.
BA?
Great. Okay, so and what has been your experience in terms of so two cases you cited, but what I have been observing, you do a lot of programs with girls students and then also at bachelor level students. So what has been your experience so far in almost a decade?
See, the biggest challenge is that a student wants to learn, but there are certain limitations like they don't want to invest sometimes they are requesting to the parents and parents are denying कि नहीं नहीं अभी पढ़ाई कर लो ये सब फालतू की चीज़ है प्रोफेशनल स्किल जब इंटरव्यू होगा तब 2 महीने पहले 1 महीने पहले सीख लेना so this is the kind of mindset is there. And third, that they don't have exposure of the value of these business management arena, like the private jobs, because there is no private job in Varanasi or such kind of places. तो हमने कभी देखा ही नहीं कॉर्पोरेट, हमने कभी देखा ही नहीं बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट, हमने कभी देखा ही नहीं प्राइवेट जॉब. वी नो अबाउट गवर्नमेंट जॉब, तो सब आईएएस बनना चाहते हैं, सब पीसीएस बनना चाहते हैं, सब बैंक में जाना चाहते हैं. तो दैट्स वाई कि वो पहले 5 साल तो अपना वेस्ट करते हैं कंप्लीट. एक पेरेंट्स का मैं आपको स्टोरी बताता हूँ कि करीब 2-3 साल पहले एक पेरेंट्स मेरे पास आए एंड दैट गाय हैज सेड कि सर आप एक काम करिए कि बस मेरी बच्ची को कॉन्फिडेंट कर दीजिए कि किसी के सामने खड़ी होके बोल सके.
Wow,
तो मैंने कहा
okay.
ऐसा क्यों? तो बोले कि मैंने पूछा क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है, तो बोली बीए, एमए, बीएड, एमएड. तो मैंने कहा कुछ बचा है? तो बोले हाँ पीएचडी बचा है. एंड मैंने पूछा कि इतने सालों से कर क्या रही है, तो देवर सेइंग कि पहले वो बैंक की तैयारी कर रही थी, फिर यूपीएससी की तैयारी कर रही थी, अब एसएससी की तैयारी कर रही है, एंड नाउ शी हैज लॉस्ट हर कॉन्फिडेंस and now she is not able to even go and give the interview to the private companies. And second incident I am quoting, एक बार मैं बीएड के लोगों की मीटिंग ले रहा था, लाइक ट्रेनिंग. तो आई आस्क कि यू आर बीएड, तो यू कैन गो टू सो मेनी प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस आर इन schools, English medium schools. So they also paying very heavily income in comparison to the government. So why are you running behind the government job? So they said, कि, sir, we don't have a courage to go and talk to the receptionist in English. Forget about the interview. So we have a degree, but we are not having any skill. They accepted this fact. And they are going to teach, they are going to make the future of the country. This is also irony of the situation.
Agreed, agreed, agreed. So going forward, what is your future plan with related to skills activities of Young Skill India? What all now we are, of course, in the age of AI. So what all maybe future targets you have kept in terms of helping students in geography of regions, geographies, which all places, maybe other kind of skill sets adding.
Yeah. So basically, recently we have a MOU with the Uttar Pradesh government, where they have almost 81 universities and almost 8,000 colleges. So our MOU talks about that they will allow us to run these courses, professional and life skill certificate course and AICTE evaluated management certificate course as a value-added courses in all those university and colleges. So at least we can go, we can have a free entry so that we can go and make them aware. That will be the first step to increase the geography. Second, we are coming closer to the MSME also, because their problem is huge and nobody is addressing. So we will target MSMEs as well. They have always experienced that now they are really struggling for their day-to-day operations. So that is one area. Second, as you talked about AI and ML, certainly AI is going to help us. Like we have our own app as well. So what we will do that we will rather than having maybe those students who want to take this course, but they are far from the main cities or something like that. So they can use these recorded versions to learn those things as a reference, even though they are not taking certification, but they can learn those skills as well. So that will be available also through our app. So we are thinking for that to increase the reach to the maximum number. So that will be the first stage where they will at least understand the value, and maybe we will provide certifications for that also, so they can add their learnings along with the certification.
Sure, sure. So wonderful. Now we are almost at the end of the session. Of course,
Right.
running a business, of course, it has to be commercial in nature, and you already talked about that it is a bit of a struggle to convince and then let's say pay get students and parents pay for it. What are the expectation in terms of this MOU which you have with UP government, and then increasing your reach to even much larger, you can say, institutional base? What is your expectations from the investor community as well as senior people who might have a lot of experience within the education and skilling space? What kind of support, in case you have to search for, what kind of support you are looking for?
See, there is a huge opportunity. As I told you, that 1,000 universities are there, 50,000 colleges are there, 4 crore students are studying, and this program are AICT evaluated management certificate course, having a very high level of trust factor, maintaining very high stringent norms of AICT for the quality of the courses. So I will request to the investors to sometimes they are coming with the fixed theories like how much revenue you are generating. But question is that how much petrol you have, you can run up to that limit only. Otherwise, if you want to see as a opportunity, it's a huge opportunity. So that's why sometimes I realize that if 90 people, our requirement are very less. Like we even 9 crore, we are looking forward for a next as an investment. So even that will come, we will be able to generate almost 573 crores in next 5 years. And we will be profitable up to 99 crores. So because revenue is coming in the advance at our level, right? So even 90 people from the middle class or above middle class who have a investment in mutual fund or something like that, if they will also come, so they can also build a big company. It's not that only when the VCs are angel investors or a banking loan is required. So understand the value concept and the impact on the in India and the economy and the real need behind that. If you'll understand, those investors who will understand the need behind need, only they can be very much successful and they can fetch the real value. Otherwise, everybody is coming and counting ki how much you have done based on this and that, just like a retail shop. कि whatever retail shop में अभी तक आपने कितना business किया तो इतना multiplied by this job is over. So I am not happy with this kind of people as well. So what I realized ki even I will survive. I am going, like struggle is going on, like survival is going on. But even right people will come. We can thrive within a year or so because
Sure.
market is completely open, nobody is there, nobody can provide management certificate course with 18,000 rupees for 6 months. And with
Agree,
AICT
agree,
evaluated management certificate course, AICT itself is a big accreditation we have. What else you require?
agreed,
So
agreed.
those who will understand value, they would love to invest and they will become partner, they will become a guide, they will become daily source of inspiration, they will show the path and they will see the growth. So that is the only thing which I am looking forward. Maybe I am a little bit straightforward, but I love to be like that because कि आप जो है कि सच्ची बात बोल दे और जो अच्छा होगा वो वैल्यू पहचानेगा उसको बहुत ज्यादा शो ऑफ की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी.
Agreed, agreed, agreed. So great, great. Thanks, Neeraj, for sharing your insights and the kind of impact your initiatives have caused. And I'm quite hopeful that on the way, a lot of people would, and you have done a lot of things bootstrapped, and on the way, you have sustained all these things with, I would say, zeal, which is, I would say, very uncommon. So more power to Young Skill India, and of course, as prior to the session we were talking about, even though we have demographic dividend, unless and until the kids, the students are skilled, I don't think they are going to benefit much, not to the society per se, not to the country. So very much required, and there is a lot of activity need to be there within that space, so that we could reap dividends, benefits from the so-called positive demographic dividend. Thank you, Neeraj, for joining. Thank you, everyone who joined from wherever you are. Uh, so I'm just stopping the live stream.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot.